Republic of Gamers, Intel, and Twitch student. Today, we have 2 games from the league list as the playoffs had to be postponed due to a virus, as some of you might have mentioned. We do get a soaring perspective, though, as we will be watching the perspectives of the University of Exeter, Geese.exe versus University College London's UCLs. And later, we get a bird's eye view on the University of Lincoln's Air Force One. First, though, introductions. I'm the Olamancer, your ornithologist for the evening, and with me is the man who's a bird of my feather, the winged wanderer of online gaming, and the eagle eye of all esports, Mr. Early Bird himself, Bayfish. Hello, Bayfish.
Hello. Oh my! You are absolutely killer with these introductions, man. Unfortunately, I'm now a fish, not a bird. But you know, fish can fly. Flying fish are a thing.
Flying fish are a thing, otherwise you get this. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Bayfish. Great, and the teams are already on their way, so not a lot of time to do some introductions as they come out of the gate here straight away, jumping in onto the Busan City Center map. We see in the blue the Geese.exe, and in the red, of course, the UCLs. We already see that the UCLs are having a bit of startup trouble because the Geese are able to set the point here with a very impressive height on the first line. I'm terribly sorry. This was a bit quicker than we expected it to start, but bear with us because from now on, we bring you all the info that you might possibly need. Now, for those of you wondering, this is around 4,000 SR, 4,100 SR, something like that. Nice jump here coming in. ATR is jumping and needs to pull out there because his buddy Jeffrey already got killed there by Wasi on the side. Now it's time for the UCLs to move in there. Nice setup here by Hypernova, though. Comes out of the teleporter, takes him out. Wasi with a double kill, taking it all the way. ATRX and Hypernova falling down to that. It looks as if the UCLs can stabilize the situation, and unless Jeffrey has a miracle up his sleeve, and he does, they could have pulled this out, but the Angry Monkey is still up there on point. There it comes in, the minefield jumping straight in, and the Geese still try to re-control this. The point is still not capped back by the UCLs here for a second, and they are fighting for it as hard as they possibly can. Now Kreko moving in on that Tracer here from the sidelines, making sure that Roadhog doesn't have a clear moment to think. That May goes down, Ibby already eating the dust right over there, and we see a very nice setup. Wazzy gets bread, so one less support on the points here. And now Wazzy trying to look for more, trying to get that ball down rolling. And the High Noon is ready. Let's see if he is going to fire it out. He is trying to get jumped on. Double kill. Beautiful play right into it. And Kreko comes in from the side, clears it out. This fight is still not over. The point has swapped in the meantime in the middle of this mayhem. And now the UCLs are in control of it.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing here is just UCL here. They're playing anti-dive into what would seem as Geese's dive composition here, which worked out quite well so far. But Geese seem to be playing it very well. But they're taking out there, but looks as if like not quite well enough for the minute. Jeffrey's gone down, but now Lemon's gone down. Oh, trading both Lucios there.
They are immediately. Wabi and Wasi and Ibby find their targets. Ibby going down straight afterwards. And Brett decides it's time to go down and just to get a reset going. Now 60 to 60% after some very intense early fighting. And we do see some interesting compositions, especially the Hook and Cook, Loop the Loop and Genius running it there with an Orisa and a Hog. So that's an interesting setup nowadays. A bit more conservative is the tank line, of course, from the Geese with Jeffrey and Atrix on the Reinhardt Zarya combo. Now coming straight out of the side gate here, the Blizzard coming in from Ibby on the sideline. It's the Reinhardt Jeffrey who tries to jump out of there with a bit of a charge, doesn't make it in time. Kreger coming in from the side with that bomb, gets the melon, but this should be very much in control by the UCLs for now.
Yeah, loop to loop there with that, placing that bonga down, providing extra damage for all the team. Actually proved quite vile for them there. Now they've got a nano coming online and Genius chucking out the whole hog just to push those, just push them back a little bit there.
Oh, Jeffrey in trouble.
Another big one.
Down. There's Wasi with another high noon coming in there. And it does look as if the UCLs can control it. AB with the double. Wasi doesn't really have to fire it out. So stops his high noon and joins the team to make the final kill.
Yeah, I think Geese kind of had the right idea with the dive composition, but then UCLS kind of like noticed what they were playing and switched to like immediately. You know, they got that main there, they got McCree in there as well for both that cow control. They even had an Anna and a Roadhog as well. But it didn't really seem as like Geese seemed very committed to the composition they were already running. And I think maybe if it doesn't work once, I think maybe they should start switching. And of course, we did see Jeffrey and Trixing switch towards the end there, but I think they switched almost a little bit too late. You know, they didn't have enough time to build any ultimates. Whereas Updo already had Bongo, and then that Snyder already had his like nano. I think maybe if Geese see that they're getting countered really quickly, I think they need to switch more quickly rather than just trying to see if they can make it work.
Well, they need to make something work at this point because the Geese had a very good first attack but weren't able to fully capitalize up on that. Jeffrey already takes a double. Loop the loop and Wazzy down, so no main tank, no main support. And once again, the Geese with a blitzy attack straight going in there. The last one to go down is AB. The point hasn't even unlocked and they are back at spawn. That's a very quick fight for the high ground.
Yeah, now they've changed to a composition that they can match up against UCLs for. And that's proved like quite well here, so now it's just basically they've almost got a mirrored composition, so now it's just who can play that better.
Let's see who can. We're looking at Jeffrey. Jeffrey fire striking it in, trying to find a couple of targets right there. But it looks as if the UCLs are rotating. They are. They're rotated towards the bridge side. Good counter charge from the side. Otherwise, someone would have gone taken on the right there for a second. Hypernova finds a target in Warzy. So no more McCree on that side. That can open up a lot of venues here for the Geese. Nice fire strike as a follow-up. And that should be over.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeffrey is almost at his ultimate here. Bread's got nano and Kekra has already got their ultimate. Whereas, like, looking on UCL, they've yet to get any ultimate online. But so hopefully what might happen is that they should do a dry push, you know, try and get some ultimates online, and then they might be able to try and contact them with their own.
There it is, a shatter, and it's big. The Antonate directly following it up. Good fire strike. Loop the loop goes down. The Lemon follows it up. Warzy and Genius go down at that point. And this is just looking like, you know, birds to the slaughter, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about dry push. They didn't get a chance to push. Jeffrey shot them right away, break him in that anti-nade. I mean, without the anti-nade, that helped so much. You know, there's no healing coming in from them online. Good bother trying to kind of block the sidelines out, but
no, but the May walls have come out. There it is, the Graviton Search, the Tobelstein, good charge into it, barely survived. Loop the loop goes down yet again. And now ATRX looking for more targets, goes in with the double, fires it right click up onto the bridge, trying to clear that high ground off, but they jump to their own demise, have to reset, they know that, and now it's 86% to 0. But remember, the UCLAs have 1 point ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've only got one more last chance pull here, and they only committed 2 ultimates there, which is actually quite good for them. So they've got Blizz coming online, they'll have Deadeye and Grav and Blizzard coming online, but not if they can't quite touch. Oh no.
Oh, that is a good Blizzard right there. Hypernova is able to just stop 4 of them in their tracks. Basically, all of them at the end of the day. Round 1, 1-1, and that looked very dominant by the Geese, who were overrun by the ferociousness of the first defense by the UCLs in that city center run. Now, though, we are going on to Temple, and what would you expect to happen right now, Bayfish?
I don't think either of them need to change anything up. The only issue that I'm seeing is that Geese seem to be countering very well here. Like, they're hitting all their anti-nades, and they're hitting all the shatters as well. What I expect from UCL is maybe cooperate, like, instead of like having them all go around the same side, maybe have some people go around the back, because it seems that they're all in the same place, and before they can even start a push and get any ultimates, they've already been taken out by Geese here, because I don't know if it's right, but they only managed to get, I think each player only managed to get their ultimate once during that whole map. So hopefully we'll see a bit more ultimate charge coming from here.
We'll see what's going to happen as they move it in. Loop the loop, already very low, needs to get healed up quite a bit. Has the Symmetra turrets in his back, needs a second, but is ready and able to find Rise by Me. HARX goes down to Wazzy, but there's the counter. Kreko with a double kill on both of the tanks. Wazzy following it up there on Brett, and there it goes down. Hypernova down as well, but Kreko with a double, Kreko with a triple, takes down a lot of it, and the only one who's still in there is Wazzy with that Ash, trying to fight it off against the McCree, who has been supported there by Rise by Me on the Lucio, and of course Jeffrey on that glorious Reinhardt.
Yeah, excellent effort by Wazzy there, but now he's just staggering himself a little bit. I mean, Dark Snyder's has almost got Nano already, like, compared to Bread's, like 43%, almost halfway there himself. So maybe if Dark Snyder can put that on and get some use out of it, maybe on Loop or onto API maybe. I'm not sure, but I think they need to just take out one player at a time here. I think they need to target one of them and focus them at the same time. It seems to be trying to get all 6.
Well, yes, but on the other side, you do see Dark Snyder has already the Nano, now used it on Loop the Loop. There's the High Noon coming in from Kreko!
Oh, no!
Beautiful! Absolutely well set up, and now it's just cleanup duty.
Yeah, that was devastating. We could already see that the Ludo's shield was already low, and as soon as you know that your shield's low, you knew that Deadeye is going to at least catch one person, and for looking for them, it caught 3. I think the biggest threat for them right now is like maybe Krekro, but Jeffrey's tank is also absolutely amazing. I'm not really sure what they could... Oh, damn, actually managed to get through. That's going to cause them to wait a little bit more, and 52% to 0 there. Maybe like 2 to 3 pushes more.
Well, Loop the Loop has his shatter, so that is something that...
Yeah, about to get a 7th player online as well.
Up 2 sentry turrets down, so that at least gives you a bit of a venue, especially when you're that Reinhardt. Now Bob coming out from Wazzy, so the 7th player is on the map. Wazzy takes it down immediately. Ibrid and Genius following it up. Wazzy, double kill on Bob. Bob is doing something, and that means we go around the Rosie, and it's now 73% to 3 on the clock.
Bob is MVP, and they only use 2 ultimates in that fight, which proves quite well, so maybe all they need is a 7th player. But unfortunately now Jeffrey's got his Shatter online, Brez now got his Nano online, so we all know what happened with that last time, so I'm hoping that this time... Oh, good counter grab though.
That's a good counter graph, but still you're in the middle of a Mei wall that can be very detrimental, especially if you don't have a shield like Jeffrey. Jeffrey has to pull back. Now he has the opportunity, and he goes for it. No, he doesn't. By the Mei wall. Waited just a tad too long here, Jeffrey. Now he's purple, gets the fire strike on. And he takes the teleporter back to safety, but a very aggressive defense, very well set up here by the UCLs. I think both of the teams now slowly start to wake up to what's happening. Now the Tobal's team, the Graviton Surge is out there, but so is that Symmetra ultimate, nullifying most of the damage. Ibby, though, with a great Blizzard, takes down 2 of them. That means the UCLs able to clear it out just again, and they are very close now to equalizing this.
Yeah, absolutely. How many ults was committed there? Maybe like, I think 4? No. 4 ults committed there from UCL, but that's not too bad. They still got a Shatter online. And that if Loop the Loop lands that Shatter, it looks like he's waiting around here. You know, I'm hoping that they might not see him, but Hoki used there, so...
We know the nice right Shatter. Now will be the moment.
Come on, now will be the time.
That's a good Shatter. Charges it in. Takes it up. Beautiful.
Next triple kill coming in. Oh my god.
That was a Shatter for the ages. Of course, you know, as you play more Overwatch, sometimes you forget the basics, and one of those is, of course, check your corners. Now, 90% on the clock for the UCLs, 73% at the Geese this time, and the Geese now need to make something happen. This is last fight territory, and they're trying to get through that choke. I wonder why no one is moving in through the side. Wazzy finds Hypernova, but ATX is able to find Dark Snyder.
Do they know?
So that's a lot of Kreko on the side. Oh, Jeffrey coming in now, finding the lemon, and it is a nice setup. Jeffrey and Kreko clearing it out here on the back of that nano boost, and a great flank. So now they said it over again. So it's now 90% to 99%, and that means one good fight decides all of it.
Yeah, Genius switched over to the Wrecking Ball here. Ricey by me on the C9, but they were so focused on the main fight, they didn't even notice Another thing, basic Overwatch. Check the point.
Moon coming in
Oh!
there, finds the lemon. Good set. Jeffrey charges through, tries to find a target, but at least has a nice shot there on that Tracer, who I don't think expected that fire strike very strongly there. Good recall on the site, needs to pull down, and it looks as if the Geese can pull this one from the brink of extinction.
Yeah, right about me. That C9 actually made a lot of difference there. You know, as soon as they saw the point was taken, all of them turned around and thought, oh, we need to get to the point now. So that left an opening for the rest of Geese to come all the way through and just absolutely floor them. And from that, that was the point gone for them. You know, they were so focused on the main fight that they forgot about the point itself.
Yeah, look at this setup though. That is still a great shatter. Great.
You need to watch your corners, as you said.
Pushing it in. Beautiful. That was just beautiful. So now that we have a second, we've seen the first game, and our producing team actually let us talk about the team for a little bit. Let's just do that. And I would suggest we start with the UCLs. So looking at the team sheets right away, we see that, yeah, they are most of them in the 4K range, and yeah, we've seen most of them already do some interesting work. Ibi and Wazi especially, very very well set up. No loop in there this time because Genius played the played over there for a second. Sorry, Loop was in there, but a Karin wasn't. Genius was in for a Karin. All right. Anything else we need to say about these people?
I think you said the average is was like 4K. Is that said for UCL? Because it's not on the team sheet. So, UCL, I think, you know, well, obviously we saw that Wazzy was on the Ashe, and he did do quite well on the Ashe, I think. API playing on the mid, although it's his top, I mean, apparently both of their top heroes is Ashe, so one of them's going to have to pick. But it might be interesting to see what API is like on the Ashe. You know, he might be better than Wazzy. I'm not saying that he is or anything, but maybe like Wazzy could play like a McCree or something instead. Not really too sure. Looks like, you know, Genius on the ball as well. Like, you switched to it at the end. Maybe they should have brought that in a bit earlier. You know, since it says it's one of his top heroes, it might be nice to see what he could do on that ball, because a good ball is a really good ball. And that can make a lot of difference, you know, like on the flanks, disrupting the back line. I think maybe that's what UCL might need, because Geese didn't seem to be disrupted at all by what they were doing. You know, it was only like when they used like the shatter or the high noon or anything that they seemed to actually disrupt them a little bit.
Well, the funny thing is that when you look at the team cohesion, all in all, it seems like Geese are running a very efficient death ball, and they are running as a coherent unit, which is fine, which is very good, of course. But they seem to forget some of the basics, checking your corners, making sure that you don't get the Tobalstein directly when you're around a corner in a setup where you have two chokes and you decide to always come through the same entrance. That was a bit unfortunate for quite a while, until they decided to finally split someone off and make the split go beautiful. Speaking of the Geese, on the other side, we see 4K team set up. They've been playing some. They've been playing for quite a while already, and their setup here. We saw Oreo and Jeffrey doing a great job, and actually ATRX and Jeffrey doing a great job. Oreo is their other off tank, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it says his top hero is Winston, so I reckon you could probably flex onto a few off tanks, you know. But looks like they've subbed him in for this map though, so we'll be interested to see what he brings to the table. You know, we might see him play Winston, because Reinhardt Winston isn't completely advised against. Like, if you can play a good Winston, because we saw that on the first map, Jeffrey popped out his Winston, and that actually brought his team a lot of time in order for them to get back, and that actually really played out really well for them. I mean, I know that UCL took it in the beginning, but like, that provided a lot of time for the rest of the team to get back and then reform themselves. So maybe if we can see some good Winston play, you know, using that primal to its full advantage, possibly. That should be interesting to see, I think.
All right. Okay. So we should see some interesting things. Both of them playing with a lot of substitutes, so every now and again we might get something wrong here, at least for a second. Terribly sorry to all of you viewers out there. What I can tell you though is that we are going into Havana, and we will see a side swap. So now in red are the geese, and in blue are the elves for now. But before we jump in there, we are going to take a very short break to set up a very small technical issues on one of the teams. Remember, your games are brought to you by the Republic of Gamers, Intel, and of course, the Newell. Check out the Discord, discord.gg/Denuel, to find out about the unique events that you can get involved with at your university. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 to 3 minutes. Hello and welcome back to the Overwatch Campus Clash here in the Spring Split, and we still have a good game for you. It's Geese.exe versus the UCLs. I'm the Olimancer, with me of course the Baitfish, and we will jump straight into what is shaking out to be a very entertaining game here on Havana. So, looking at Havana, looking at the map we've seen just earlier on Basan, what we've seen right now. Baitfish, talk us through this. What are you going to expect?
So obviously now here we've got Geese on the defense, right? So I'm expecting them, to hopefully hold the corner. Jeffrey is good on that main tank. He's good on that Reinhardt. I'm expecting him to hold on that corner. Looks like we're just not even starting yet, not even choosing a hero. What is going on? There's a scream or something. But anyway, I'd probably expect them to hold the right-hand corner just as the Pele comes around. That's what I'd expect from them, but I honestly feel like that maybe sometimes I think we'll maybe see a Widow on the high ground or something, just try and challenge that. Coming through from UCL, I think we might see a Widow coming in from them as well, because Havana has, especially on first point, has such good sight lines, and on the way to third point as well, amazing sight lines. So I'm hoping we'll see a Widow coming in there as well, or maybe we'll see an Ashe. Ashe isn't too bad with long range either.
No, especially if you damage boost them with a Mercy. You have the same damage potential as a Widow and a lot more mobility nowadays. Ever since they nerfed the grappling hook, so that could be an interesting pickup. So look at the defensive setup right now. Talk us through what we're going to see.
Yeah, so there's that Widow. We've got a Widow on both sides here. Interesting choice on the Sigma though, but Orisa coming in though from Jeffrey. But Loop de Loop there on the Reinhardt, will be able to hold that corner real well. Genius with that Zarya, he'll probably use those bubbles so Loop de Loop can put his shield down and then he can get the energy from it. Especially I think when you're running Reinhardt on Havana, holding that corner is crucial because you're not gonna have much else. Because if your shield gets low, you're gonna have to run behind that corner quicker than you can run yourself. Because if you start taking damage, but of course Genius's bubble will give him a chance to back out of it while shield recharges. And while Wazzy and EBI hopefully start charging that main sight line here. Maybe we'll see a quick
we already see a good shot here. Wazzy finds the first fire, but Echo finds the second one, immediately needs to get rest off. The Lemon does so right there. And we do see Loop de Loop trying to keep the rest of his team safe there for a second, put as much frontline pressure into it so that the Widow has a chance to set up high sight lines. Oriona trying to find them. Greco from the other side, they just crossfire him out, and that's a Widow on the floor right away. That means Oreo can move forward, gets a nice body shot there onto Dark Snyder. Doesn't immediately kill them though, so that means a little more healing than expected in there. That's Zarya. Gets some nice shield shots. First shot, but the second one hurt. Wow, Oreo still looking for the sidelines, and the attacking team just moving it in very, very slightly and very, very patiently. Look at the way that the Geese.exe are pushing this. It's such a controlled setup, but there's a nano boost. Shots are coming in from Loop the Loop. Doesn't really find a lot of targets because he's in the back. Kreko looking for more targets. Finds a double here and is able to just make things happen. There's a triple. And he's got a quadra. He's going for it. And he gets it. He gets it denied by Rice by me, who was able to get Dank Snyder on the other side as well. Dark Snyder, by the way. Terribly sorry for that.
Yeah, I was just about to see a Widow v Widow battle here, but it looks like it's Cracker versus Wuzzy instead. But Wuzzy switched off the Widowmaker onto McCree here. Not as much open space on the inside here, more enclosed. So obviously maybe a bit more value coming off the McCree. That's Sonic Arrow though, who's quite good to just see where your team is coming from.
Usually on the second point, you want the more enclosed points. You want the McCree in there just to be able to set it up. But if you have the okay. If you have the the wall hacks, you just launch them in as a Widow first, and then move all the way over there. That being said, we are running into a bit of a pause. Must be some technical issue. We see that the graphitic flux from ATRX has been fired at the same time, somewhere off screen. So we'll jump into that in a second. But looking at the first point, looking what we've seen so far, your thoughts on this very controlled push here?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that Geese are in control of the attack right now. There's not really much coming in from UCL. They're trying, but I think what kept happening is that Kreko kept taking out Wazzy on that Widowmaker, so then that lost a lot of pressure coming in from the high ground. So it was just sort of free roam for the rest of the map. But I think, you know, especially on a payload map like this, Jeffrey on that Orisa, he can just stay on that payload, put his shield down, and then he can just push it down, and then he can just shoot himself, you know. And Jeffrey being on that main tank as well, and especially with Atrix, he's got another shield as well. So if Jeffrey's shield goes down, it's just like Atrixy D, give me a shield, bro.
Well, that's right. The Gravitic Flux doesn't really find anything as it would seem. Now, though, very good. Not touched by Genius has the entire team, but there is a lamp keeping the entire team alive. Very well set up here by Bread, able to save most of their team. Only Oreo going down on the back of that. Now, though, a bit of a pushback. The Elves pushing it back. Wazzy and Genius finding their targets. Wazzy with another setup. Krekro finally finds Loop the Loop, but Genius and Wazzy kill it out there. And now that payload is in enemy territory, in enemy hands, and you need to push back in order to get that. So that could get a bit tricky for them.
I do love me a classic grab dragon combo like that. That was beautiful. But of course they committed the lamp and the transcendence into that. So of course after the grab dragon had finished, there wasn't really anything to like keep the team alive for much longer. So a good choice for them to back out. And right by me switch on the Brigitte here, you know, obviously a bit more brawly com, you know, provide that extra healing. And what's he doing?
Look at Wazzy, look at Wazzy.
Oh, here we go, come on.
No. Stopped by the Brigitte shield for a lot of damage before the others could respond. So only Jeffrey going down at the end of the day. The May very low, but that could have been worse than it actually was at that point. Now you see May and Sigma need to pull back for a sideline. Rise by me gets Dark Snyder, but immediately gets countered on that. Kreko finds Ibi on the side. Kreko with a double kill, takes the Lemon out of the commission as well, and Loop the Loop falls for the triple. Now Genius has nowhere to go. This payload has somewhere to go, namely to cap point 2.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Loop committed that shatter to it there, but then Oreo just came in with a wall, just stopped him immediately. Loop didn't quite hit the fire strike onto there, you know, so he didn't get quite as much damage on it as he thought. Obviously, so now Oreo's popped his ultimate. Now he's going to be able to see where the rest of them are. Darksider's got his nano ready, but now we've got Gravitic Flux ready on the Geese side. And
yeah, seems to be waiting for a second. Blocks the accretion, very nice, fires its own in, and now would be a good moment if he wants to, but he is waiting for it. He gets a little bit of the gravity grasp here, just to make sure that he has enough shield to survive that. Fires an accretion out, but has to pull all the way back. So for now, push back on the Geese because Wazzy is able to do whatever they want, unless Kreko, of course, plonks him in the head again.
Yeah. It seems to be a bit of rivalry coming on here. I mean, was it getting that pick on Jeffrey though? That was the opening for them. They know without Jeffrey there wasn't really much shield coming through, even with a Trixie D on that Sigma. But now it's back, so I'm going to be able to get in that push again. Oh, did he hit that?
I don't think. No, just barely. There's a Dragon Strike coming in, trying to split that team up, make sure that you have some sight lines and get some time right in there. There's the Graviton Surge now. Gravitic Flux gets Loop the Loop down. Oreo follows it up with a shot on Ibi after killing the Lemon. Krekro on the side with Genius, and now they can set up inside the fortress and make sure that they get in there. Wazzy comes around the corner though and takes Oreo for a bit of a spin. Dark Sniders goes down as they leave spawn. Very nice setup there, but remember, Wazzy is very strong on that Widowmaker, and Wazzy has shown us time and time again that they can just pull this back from the brink of something. Now the the Valkyrie is going in, so the Mercy has used their ultimate, and they're just trying to make something happen. The lamp is still there, and now this is a shooting gallery, and Loop the Loop uses it, even though Wazzy tried it first. Loop the Loop was there to close it out.
Yeah, they committed 3 ultimates to that dead, but they've still got 2 online, still got that Blizzard, still got the Gravitic Flux coming in, both of which are very good at stalling the attacking team from touching that payload. Yeah, I'm sure if Luke can hit a lot of enemy players with that Gravitic Flux, that'd be a huge play, but they've still got 2 minutes on the clock here, so they've still got at least maybe 4 more fights at the minimum if they get back out quick. Not quite.
Gets counter-fired here by Oreo after a jump shot. That was a nice try.
Here we go.
Flux on the other side. 3 people up there, but the lamp is there. A lot of damage gets just mitigated by that immortality. Well responded, but Loop and Ibi are able to just kill their targets. Rise by me with a double kill. Oreo with a kill on Wazi. And this payload is now moving forward again because the only one still in there is Loop after Genius gets plonked there by Oreo. Oreo looking for more targets right now. Looking towards that. Nice pull. And then executed by... Wow, Greco and Oreo are really into that long-range game. Now there's a Blizzard coming in. From that May, there's a Genius now on the ball, but there is nothing that they can pull against that. This should complete the map anytime soon. Tracer jumps onto point, same try. Lucio tries to, sorry, not Lucio, Winston tries the same thing. Now Lucio is there as well. Both of them went down at the end of the day. The ball can't even touch the ground, and that's it.
Yeah, could we talk about how, like, Oreo is meant to be a tank player, and he's out here, like, you know, just holding his own on that Widow?
That's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Yeah, can we see more tank players play Widow? You know, every day it shut in that Blizzard at the end.
And I'll show you that it works. Yeah?
After stream, let's go. It came in there with the Blizzard at the end, but didn't quite do anything. You know, Transcendence got popped as well. But good efforts from both of them. Well, actually, it's quite strong, that Widow, but it just seems like it keeps dying before the other Widow keeps dying. You know, Oreo and Krekro kept out sniping him, even with Krekro on the Hanzo.
Well, especially with Krekro and the Hanzo. I mean, every time it's just you see that head, then they try to do that, you know, Widow moving in and Widow moving out kind of thing, and you just launch a log at them. And Krekro is especially good at just firing that in. Now, looking though at the way that they seem to want to go with this, I mean, they still have a little bit of time before they have to commit to this setup. But if that is a Genji, we're gonna see some nano blades right there. Oh
yeah, I mean, now he's swapping out one Shimada brother for the other, but. Doesn't really fit in the rest of his team there. Rise by me, I mean, Bread and Rise by me might be able to keep him alive, but Rise by me would be like, you know, be very careful on his own there. But I think Bread, you know, I know should be able to keep Krekro alive, especially, and you're right, that Nano Blade might come on through. But not much shielding coming in though. Of course, the Tricks and D will be able to bubble him if it goes in. So, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that can help him with that Nano Blade here.
Now, immediate, very close attack here. This is a setup that you usually see in the higher echelons of play, because if you lose here, you usually make it back for another attack as they round the corner, and that is the thinking behind fighting this close to point. You already see now the X's are moving in there. The Geese trying to make some targets. Oreo with a double kill has a nice sight line and is able to use it. Dark Snider already going down, but the respawn advantage is so long that these loose picks usually don't make a lot of a difference. Oreo looking for more targets. Misses Wazzy there on the McCree. And there's a nice setup
nice.
From the Sigma. Good shatter though. Rise by me is able to take Genius out of commission. And Oreo looking for more targets. Trying to fight them. Loop the loop. Tries to jump out of that. Gets the headshot. And Oreo is still up there and still going strong. Now Jeffrey moving the rest of his team into a better attack position. Trying to utilize that shield together with Zarya.
Here we go.
RX. Good charge, and Kekro has that blade, uses that blade. That's two of them, that's three of them at this point, and that was just beautifully played, and they're still holding it. It's 2 minutes 40 on the clock, and it doesn't look as if the Elves are coming out of that gate anytime soon.
No, we're seeing similar things what happened on Busan. You know, they haven't really got any ultimates online because they're getting killed so quickly, but Geese are building that ultimate so fast here, and they got Jeffrey playing very aggressive as well.
High Noon coming out now from the side. Does it find a target? It does! Wazzy with a double through the window, through the matrix right there. But Jeffrey's able to take Genius as Oreo has Darksiders in his line of sight right there. And Jeffrey trying to stay alive there for a long time. Doesn't. Wazzy has another 2 kills right in there. Loop to loop with a follow-up. Now it's just Oreo up on that high ground. And they can stall this out for a bit. But will it be long enough before the rest of the team just tickles in one by one? We'll see how organized they are on the defense on the Geese side.
Yeah, I think Wazzy got the picks for them there that they absolutely knew, but he'd be back here with the Dragon Strike. Might be able to create some zoning opportunities with this here. But I mean, Atrix and D's now got grab online, and we all know how that went down the last few times. Jeffrey almost back with the shatter. I'm not sure.
That dragon for some reason, waiting it out rather than just firing it in there. This would have been a great position to do it, but for some reason they hold off on it. But it seems to be working anyway. Was in Ibby, find their target, so does Dark Sniders. This is one hell of a lamp that keeps a lot of people alive. Not Rise by Me. Rise by Me goes down, Krekro finally down, and that's cap point 1 for the Ls. The UCLs, by the way, yeah, have a lot of time to make up for, by the, as it stands now.
Yeah, I mean, they're making really good pushes. The you know, really clean fights coming in. I'm not really sure. Greco expected that lamp to come out there. You know, he went into that grab like 6 man, probably expecting to dash through them all. But then he saw the lamp and he was like, oh, maybe I should be here right now. But looks like Oreo switched off onto the McCree here. You know, obviously, especially since we're back on the inside bit, not as much sight line for him on that.
Oreo and the McCree gets the first headshot, but immediately gets fired down there. The danger noodles are out. Ibby fires onto Oreo, and it's now Krekro jumping onto Wazzy. Ibby going down as well there as Jeffrey pushes his team forward. Nice deflect here, and Krekro now looking for more targets. Tries to find as much ult charge as they can. Nice melee onto the Lemon. Doubles it up with a kill on Loop the Loop. And that payload is now in the defensive side and even closer than it was on the other end. So now you basically have 5 venues, if you count the high ground, to hold it up. So how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, so I think it needs to be just maybe instead of like, I think maybe they could go around, try and go on the right side here instead, rather than on the left side. Krekko is going to try and build that ultimate, but he's almost 50% back over to his nano blade, back to his blade, even not the nano, but the managed to put him up high ground though, that's great. And the
wow.
Maybe a bit far forward there, but
HRX
nice.
Oreo with a nice little bit of a stun, and he just ice cold puts the gun up there, and Oreo follows it up. Loop the Loop though is able to get a double kill. Brett and Rise by Me. That fight was over, so I'm not entirely sure whether they used that ultimate, but they still did.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure either. I think Lemon placed it a bit far forward as well. I think he was expecting the payload to be pushed a bit further forward, but they started to get hold there, so they didn't really find any value out of that defense matrix there. We just saw Krekro doesn't need that Dragon Blade to get some kills in. I think we saw like a 2 or 3k coming in there from him. Oh no, HRX indeed's got his grab back. Managed to catch all 6 of them in last time, so...
Okay, HRX has the opportunity to go with the grab. Now would be a good moment.
There we go.
The purple, that's the grab. And now it's over. Oreo with a triple kill after setting up the high noon. Krekro going into one more target, and the only one still alive is Dark Sniders. Not for long.
Yeah, I think maybe they could do with a May on UCLs here, you know, because you can use that Blizzard as a defensive ultimate as well against the Genji, you know, because if you try that Blizzard in the middle of your wall, Genji's not going to come into the Blizzard because he's just going to get first and get no value out of his Dragon Blade as well. If you know, he has that Dragon Blade, it's only providing zoning. You managed to catch Oreo with it, but they don't really have a Zarya to couple it up with.
We don't have to combo it off.
Here we go.
The nano boost. There is the blade. First target. Second target.
Goes no.
Looks at 4. Beautiful. Team kill.
Tell you what, a good Dragon Blade just brings a smile to my face. Can we just like have a compilation of Krekro's Dragon Blades? I need to see this. Although we're seeing another cheeky shatter. Oh, Jeffrey's trying it because he went from Busan.
We'll see.
Maybe
now.
not. Oh, no.
This time they're going for the other side. He's not waiting it out this time around. But maybe if they can make sure that they are there.
Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Oh, my God.
Wow, what a setup. But he can't follow it up enough. Good sleep start here on the side of the Ana. Dark Sniders was able to keep his head cool in that setup. But still, there we go. Another Graviton Flux here coming in from Loop the Loop, a bit late on the other side, but you know, what are you going to do after that shatter?
I mean, a good sleep coming there from Darkside, but didn't quite manage to do it. You know, they nanoed their Arista as well. Maybe could have done with the bongo, you know, just like, that's going to pay my action for a couple of seconds, but not for too much longer. It's back away. That's it.
Yeah. Krekro with the double yet again. Was he? Dark Sniders already going down at this point. Now it's the ball and the Lucio up on there. There's a supercharger in the back line.
Oh no.
Oh, there's a counter blade now coming in. No, actually not a counter. It's just Krekro with another blade. And that was it. Look at that. That Tracer had to recall back onto the point. Doesn't do it in time. And that's how you see 9 a point.
That's a little bit unfortunate from them there. Oh, I really hope this is Krekro play of the game. Oh, okay. No, I mean, a little bit unexpected, but I think it was a bit obvious that Geese were very dominant during that like did you just... Oreo and Kreco, man. What a DPS you are to be reckoned with. I was like, hey, maybe they can just play hit scan heroes, but Kreco comes in here with his Genji.
Yeah.
And
Makes it happen.
Oreo is also like, I'm just so amazed by Oreo, the main tag player on DPS. Like, what? I just, and overall, I think what made it happen there is that Geese had more combos with their ultimates as well. You know, like we saw in Nanoblade, then we saw the Grab and the Deadeye as well. Whereas UCL's, they had their Dragon, but they didn't have a Zarya to do the Grab Dragon with, which would seem really effective for Geese as well. But so I think,
yeah, I mean, the geese were just able, especially on the attacking side of this second map, to just take a gander at this point. Did you know, by the way, the expression "to take a gander" means to have a look around. This is a reference to the long neck of the goose stretching to get a better look.
Hey, that's an interesting fact. If only we had some more.
And we do, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies and gentlemen at the Exeter Geese have told us that it is a ritual for them to send their casters some geese facts, and I was so charmed by it that we decided to just make something happen. So tell us a bit more about geese, Bayfish.
So the first fact of this evening is that the offspring of a swan is called of a goose is called a swoos, but so like the plural of that, so that's like a group of them is called the swooses or swiss. I personally like swiss because it sounds like it's like Swiss cheese in an accent, like Swiss cheese. So okay, in case you wonder what a lot of geese is, so apparently in Canada they normally get like a lot of geese in one area and they call them gang broods.
Now that sounds like a proper dangerous name.
Which is a group of 20 to 100 goslings from all the different That's a lot of geese.
Yeah. That's a lot of geese.
That is a lot of. Yeah, and to make those geese nice and plump for your food, they like to eat seeds, nuts, grass, plants, and berries, but they love blueberries. So if you want your goose nice and plump for your meal, get some blueberries, man.
Did you know, by the way, before they had turkeys as the Christmas dinner, geese in the 19th century were the most popular choice for that, especially among the less fortunate among us, the poor people.
Yeah, and before we started catching them for our dinners, it turns out like that fox raccoon and even a snapping turtle like to eat a bit of swan for their dinner. I'm not quite sure for their Christmas dinner. They probably don't know when Christmas is. I'm kind of surprised by the snapping turtle one though. Can you imagine just being a swan? Like, does it swim and then it just pulls you underwater? And is it like a shark? I know they have a really powerful bite, but I'm just surprised that they go after swan because surely snapping turtles don't have that much maneuverability. I would have thought, but.
Well, let's discuss the battle of what ifs between snapping turtle and geese off stream, because ladies and gentlemen, we are going into a short break while we set up the next match for you. Just as a quick reminder, check out Republic of Gamers and Intel, our gracious sponsors for today, and of course check out the Discord at discord.gg/renewal to find out about unique events that you can involve with at your university. We will see you in roughly 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere unless, need to use your boys' or ladies' room or whatever. And see you in a bit. Maybe it's just a bucket. Who knows?
Hole in the ground.
Hello and welcome back to the Overwatch Campus Clash here on the Newell 2. And we are so glad to take you back under our wings as we can announce the second set of games. The next teams fighting them over are Air Force Swan and the Coventry Phoenix. I'm the Olamancer, and I am joined in lofty heights by my good friend Bayfish. Hello, Bayfish.
Hello. Hello. You said hello, so I reply with hello.
Well, that's good. That's fantastic. Well, so two new teams,
Mhm.
one new chance for either of them. What can we expect? Looking at the team sheets, we've looked at a bit of information on them. Give us a rundown.
Yeah, so straight off the bat, Coventry Phoenix, higher SR in general, 4250 from Coventry Phoenix compared to Air Force Swans, 3700. But
Ooh,
as I've said previously, SR isn't everything, I mean, we're seeing here coming from Air Force One, we're going to see Durs. He says his top hero is Widowmaker. Widowmaker can make a huge impact on the game if they get a few picks off. And what's interesting is Scanon has a Junkrat as their top hero. And I'm not sure I've ever seen it on a team sheet before, but I really want to see that being played. Coming in through the other one, on Coventry Phoenix's sides, I'm not really sure what to say. They've got like top heroes, Monkey and Zarya, so that could be like interesting for Dive. They've got Symmetra on there as well. I'm not sure I've ever seen Symmetra as a top hero on there as well, but it's always good to see a Symmetra played at high level, putting teleporters in places we might not see, Apparently, apparently Dan's top hero is a Boostio, so hopefully we'll see Somos come in with a Nano, which is because Anna's his top hero, so if we see a Busio, I hope to see him played very well. I just want to see that run around the map, man. Coming in from the other side, from Air Force One, we've got Axolotl coming on here. Oh, what is it? Axolotl coming in with the Brigitte. Brigitte, as we know, very good for climbing the ranks. Nerfed-ish recently, had a bit of a rework with her armor, but still a very good pick.
yep.
The Anna as well, so it looks like we'll be seeing Anna on both sides. Anna very good at the minute, with the healing per second and a sleep for the crowd control, and a nano, well, not a nano, sorry, an anti-nade coming in, which provides extra better healing, but also negates healing for the enemy team. Looks like Insanity is on Reinhardt here, and all know how good a good Reinhardt shatter is that we've seen from the previous match.
Yeah,
So
we
please get
have.
some more sneaky Reinhardt shatters coming around from the corner. I mean, I wonder if they watch this. They might remember to watch the corners this time. We don't know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. One thing we can say about the Air Force One is that the team has, seen year-over-year improvement. They have started. They did start in autumn 2018, and they placed around the mid-20s here in the ladder, and now are getting around the 10th spot consistently. So good job on that. We do like that we can help you improve somewhat, of course. We are going back onto Busan here, and if we're looking at the team sheets, I would say the team that most likely has a higher chance to win, and I'm not looking at the Azar here, but purely at the matchups would be Coventry Phoenix because Monkey, Zarya, you see a Symmetra and a Hanzo, a Boostio and an Ana. Now, if that doesn't yell dive comp, I don't know what will.
I mean, hopefully they might switch out the Zarya. I mean, we saw that in the last match as well, them trying to run dive, and they worked quite well. But I wonder if Air Force One will, react to that and maybe change for a more crowd control comp, because they've got a Junkrat here, Arissa as well, and Arissa coming in with a Halt, and then Anna with a Sleeping Gurita with a stun. That's pretty anti-dive already.
It is.
So maybe they did some pre-planning. Maybe they were ready for them all along. Maybe this is the match they've been waiting for. Hopefully I'm hoping that they'll react and maybe not do what Geese did last time, where they just stayed on the same comp trying to make it work. I'm hoping that we'll see a bit of more reaction coming quicker sooner rather than later even. Of course, if we do when we go to Busan, Durs on Widowmaker, there's a few high spots on that ground. It'll be able to stay up there, maybe get a few picks before they can even touch the point, and then that'll be a huge advantage for them, especially like with the Monkey and maybe the Hanzo, and maybe if you get a pick off the Lucio or the Ana, that's their healing gone already. But I think what we'll see is probably Dan coming in with his Lucio and speeding him also the point real quick, because the quicker you get to the point and get control of it, the harder it is for the other team to take it back.
Yeah, we will see the Air Force Swan. I love that pun, but it is hard to pronounce in a
I'm
very
so
quick
gonna say
way.
Air Force
Uh,
One.
Air
Just
Force
call
One.
me on
That's all
that.
right. That's all right. It's in blue. In the red are the Coventry Phoenix at this point. Teams are starting to get ready to jump in. So we should be any second as well. Now, in the meantime, if you are looking for something to do, remember that you can always check out Republic of Gamers, Intel, and Twitch Student on their respective websites. They are helping us set this thing up and should get the credit that they deserve. And welcome to all the people from the Newell One channel. Apparently, the Clash Royale game has stopped for now, so we can watch a lot of people watch Overwatch with us as we enter this game right and straight away into the first match. So once again, we have Air Force One in the blue and Coventry Phoenix in the red right away. And I'm looking forward to what these teams are going out there. If we can see that Junkrat that they put in on that setup, if we get that one trick Widowmaker on the other side, and it is just waiting for another 10 seconds before we get going here in the Overwatch Campus Clash.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm expecting, maybe some big things coming in from Coventry Phoenix here, especially with that high SR coming in. Hopefully we'll see some good high-end players coming in. And, a Sigma, not what I expect to see, but of course that May and that McCree, a classic combination the minute coming with the meta. Not ever sure I've seen it with the Sigma, though. Sigma's had his fair few nerfs coming recently, but, sometimes can make it. Gravitic Flux is still a very powerful ultimate. Obviously Dan there on his boostio, as he wants to call it, and Somos maybe might be able to make that dream come true for him. Durs on the Widow as well. This map not too bad for a Widow. There is some sight lines, but obviously not too favored in it. Diva coming out as well. We haven't seen that in the last match yet. Might be able to get some eating ultimate scene coming through from Dogs onto that Blizzard and possibly onto Frozen Hit from his Deadeye.
We see the first clash already here in the center. No. Frozen Hit finds Scannon. The moment he sets over, Frozen Hit with a double. Anatar already going down as well. There's a nice Lucio trip now on Frozen Hit as he takes number 3 in out of the mech. That was a very nice setup. And then just going to stagger out that mini diva for a little bit. It was beautiful setup. Point should get tapped. It does. And yeah, Durs has nowhere to go but backwards.
Yeah, I was just, I see that Scanner on the Junkrat there just got deleted before we even got to see anything and do anything. Yeah, Frozen Hit proving his worth on this McCree here. Very accurate hit scan player. Let's see if we can actually make the way out.
Oh, actually, Durs has something to say about that. Coming out of that. They faked the rotation. Now coming in through main at this point. Run up with a little bit of fire strike. And now needs to keep his team somewhat safe. Durs with another one onto Dogs. And this would be the moment to set it up. Nice block. The only one who was in there was Narwhal Dave in that shatter. And it looks as if now the Phoenix are rising and are going towards the point straight away. Scanlon finds Somos on the sideline. But Frozen It and DCB trying to clear it up. Frozen It with a double kill at that point as Insanity finds DCB on the sideline. Frozen It with a triple, and he's not done yet. Insanity is still in there and needs to somehow get out of that. But Dan the Bean Man makes that impossible.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Narwhal Div was doing there. He doesn't like can't defense matrix Zarya beam, right? But hopefully he'll remember that for next time. Or maybe let's see Narwhal Div maybe not go off on his own a little bit, maybe stay with the team a bit more. Obviously we saw that push really well there. Oh, Melee coming out, pricing the extra armor. That's a bit high. Oh, come on. Make it big. Yes!
Oh, wow! Okay, and immediately it does look very well for the Coventry Phoenix, who can now finally recap that point after a tire after my heart. Beautiful.
Yeah, one only using that fight, and they're already taking back the points. So now they've got Shatter coming online, the Deadeye and the Nano coming on. Almost back to bomb as well, but oh no, well, Dave, that's not a good stagger coming in. But Healthy will be back soon. He's got those boosters get back quick. Looks like we'll be seeing maybe Blizzard coming out from Dubs here, but
we'll see what happens right away. Insanity now trying to keep his team.
Oh,
good shatter! The moment that
good beat though.
To push it in, that was beautiful. Now the Blizzard comes on the other side, so it does look as if the esports Swan are still in control of it, but the Coventry Phoenix now trying to push it back out, trying to push it for a little while longer. Nice shot by Durs here though.
Yeah, we saw that counter beat coming in there, but I didn't quite buy them quite enough time. Oh, we're taking him for a ride.
Wow. Wow, okay, Insanity taking someone for a little bit of a stroll and still not done. DCB going down, Ducks going down, and it is beautiful to just see be able to do whatever they want.
Yeah, but as we've seen there, like now Coventry have got lots of ultimates coming online here. They've got 4 online. Especially with that grab and that nano, that's going to be some big things there. We might see the grab Deadeye coming in here. Oh, he's going to go around the outside, but surely they will know that. Yep, there we go. Rotators.
There it is. Graviton Surge coming in there. Not a lot of follow-up on the side. There's the high noon, but it gets blocked out for most of it. Well said. Only one going down is Insanity, but that is a very good pick to get early. Now Frozen hit, triple kill. Takes it down yet again. XDC with the other 2. This is cleared out, and I gotta say, Coventry Phoenix are making a good leeway, even though Air Force One giving them a run for their money so far.
Yeah, I mean, but as you can see now, Coventry Phoenix have used pretty much every ultimate they had during that fight. Of course, they took back the point, but now it's going to be now or never for them. I'm not sure if they'll get another chance. They might get one small chance, and it's like they're going to drop early down here. Oh.
We'll see now. The swap is changing again. Does with a good one. Good high noon setup. Scannon on the side finds another one. So does Durs. So this is looking more and more like the 99 to 99 cap for the you know, for Air Force One.
Yeah, I think maybe Coventry Phoenix waited a little too long to drop there. They decided not to drop, which I think maybe they weren't expecting Durs to come in with that nano Deadeye there, you know, and take 2 of them out. I don't think they planned for that. So that's a little bit unfortunate on Coventry. I think Coventry are a good team, but I think maybe they committed a little too many ultimates that last fight they did, and they didn't have anything to defend themselves against or just, you know, initiate that fight with. Of course, here we are, and now Durs a little bit more of a sideline for him on that Widowmaker, so we're going to see a return of that, and Frozen hit. Here we go. Will we see a Widow v Widow? Is it going to be a maybe Widow again, or I mean, I'm hoping that Scannon maybe, you know, goes around the backsides. I think maybe he's switching off the Junkrat. I was about to say him on the Junkrat, but they don't have a Diva to protect against. But looks like we're going to see a bit of legs action here. It's never skip leg there, boys.
Never skip leg there. Scannon takes out the soldier and makes sure that there's enough front fire so Durs can do whatever they need to do at that point, trying to find that first shot right there. Then they're coming in from the side. We see Coventry already trying to go hard on the point from that center. The only one in there, Infinity for Air Force One, trying to get a target. Durs gets fire struck by the side, and now is in a Widow versus Widow setup. Needs to relocate as we see that happen, but Scannon is putting a lot of pressure onto that Widow. Gets downed at the end of the day because Frozen hit comes around the corner, takes him out. Durs takes Frozen hit, so that is a good trade for now, but not a lot of sustained damage now for the Air Force One here. Insanity takes a fire strike, tries to get some more done, is purple down, and should go down anytime soon now. Yes, good swing from XDC. Follows it up on another swing. Axo goes down as well, and XDC finds more and more targets. This is the first cap here on that second round.
Yeah, now Somos and XDC have both got their ultimates coming online here. We know how deadly Nano Shatter can be. I think Scannon had the right idea there, you know, going around the side, trying to create a little bit of a flank, but I don't think he was counting on how accurate Frozen hit was. But Durs has decided to take care of that himself. So maybe Scannon will get a bit of a chance to do a little leg flank again.
Does have the has the ability to look through the walls with that infra side. Doesn't really find it. TCB! Great Diva ultimate! Wow, what a bomb! And they're just bringing explosions to a knife fight.
Yeah, you know, that's right. Explosions to a knife fight, boys. Never do that. I'm not really sure what happened there. I don't think we really got quite to see that. They were just sort of dead on the screen. But, you know, only one ultimate use, and when you get a good 3k like that Diva Bomb, you feel pretty happy with yourself. Looks like HDC did use the Shatter, so maybe the Shatter caught everyone but the Reinhardt, I'm not too sure. Still got the Nano online though, and now Beast coming back online with the Blizzard, but Insanity's got his Shatter, so maybe he'll be able to provide some value out of that.
We'll see what's going to set up. I think that Blizzard
no.
is a great engage right now. He's trying to go on to Insanity right there. Insanity has the nano boost, now needs to get frozen out, otherwise he'll get too dangerous, especially since XTC is purpled here for a second. Now gets a nano boost of their own. There's the Blizzard coming out from Dux, who fired it up earlier. Very well set up. The other one, well... Frozen hit with a double kill, gets Narwhal out of that mech as well. So, you know, still holding it quite convincingly here, the Coventry Phoenix.
Yeah, a few ultimates committed to by both teams there, you know, but obviously 90% to 0. You know, this is a last chance for them to try and take the point here. It would obviously seem that, you know, Coventry's SR is proving worth, but maybe what?
Overtime is running. Durst with a good shot. He gets the body shot off, but not enough time for the second one, and that is at that point just being punished for that. DCB finds Durst on the other side. Another one, another Diva Bomb comes in. Novel Day finds Summers, and now Scannon on XTC. They want this point, and they're fighting hard for it. Now it's 4 versus 2 onto the point. Scannon with a nice rocket there gets May out of that ice block into most of the damage, and this is the turnaround at 99%.
Yeah, I mean, Insanity, good switch onto the Winston there, but now he's going to have to be careful of XTC chassis. No, he only has a shield on cooldown rather than a shield that is available to him on a pure right click. So he's going to have to be very careful with the shatter timing and his shield timing here. Also DCB with that, his Diva Bomb coming line, he's going to have to be very careful with the shielding that he's got to offer the team. He's just going to be very careful in general.
Yeah, we see Frozen here trying to get some shots here from the side while the rest of the team set up.
Oh, that's what I was talking about!
That was beautiful! But once again, not enough follow-up. The Monkey is being taken on a bit of a ride here by XTC, who's far in the back. DCB trying it with another Diva Bomb. This one doesn't land very well at that point. And Insanity jumps in onto Dux. Now has the nano boost, so can do a lot of damage at that point. Does a lot of damage, takes the Reinhardt out of it. And now we just see that the Coventry Phoenix are retaking not only the point but the dominance of this second round.
Yeah, I called it. You know, there wasn't. He couldn't just do it as a right click. You know, it was switch on ball, tried to get them time, but you know, as we saw there, you know, XCC had that shatter, but Insanity couldn't quite get his shield down quick enough. So I just let all the come through. Although they did hold it off quite well. You know, good healing coming on Air Force One side there. And now, as we come onto this next map here, I think we'll see Widows being chosen a lot more frequently because obviously it's both that high ground for them to, you know, look upon on the entry point to the point, but also on the point itself. Anything I would change? Insanity on the Winston while the other team's got a Rhine. Unless you're going to be running dive, I wouldn't really be doing that right now. You know. Also, Scannon going on to the Anzurian stage now. On the Genji. No, he's changing his mind. Also, I'm seeing another Nano Blade this time. Oh, thank God he's back on the Rhine. Woo! He saved himself a little bit there. Hopefully we'll see Frozen hit and Durst have a little Widowmaker battle.
Now we see.
Oh, never mind, it's over. I'll take it back.
Frozen hit takes Durst back. That was the end of the battle. Pretty close there. Frozen hit trying to get away from that ball. Narwhal Dave just trying to hunt as much as they can. There was a good reflect there. Doesn't find a target, but he finds Insanity, and that was it for that Reinhardt. For a second, we see Coventry Phoenix in control of point 3 rather early and not with much contest. Now another one. Durst versus Frozen hit here. They are not giving each other an inch of workable room right there. And once again, Narwhal Dave jumping up on top, trying to find that target, trying to find that Frozen hit. Durst finds Dan the Bean Man on the sideline there, and Dustaba trying to save his team, trying to get in there with the defense matrix, has to pull back, and now Insanity gets XTC and Dux out, goes in for the triple, finds Samos, and this is over. Narwhal Dave gets booped off while trying to get himself back onto that little ledge. That was beautifully played here by Dan the Bean Man.
Yeah, of course, it's pretty hard to get a ball off the map, you know. But you know, Naval Dave switching to Wrecking Ball. That's that was beautiful. Yeah, Naval Dave coming onto that ball just to contest just to contest Frozen a bit more, you know, get him off that high ground. I think prove it's worth, you know, in that last fight. Oh, and even a good
Wow,
goal
we
there.
see a
Look at
nice
that.
shot onto that monkey. XCC needs to pull back, and Dustaba moving up, moving straight in there, but needs to pull back.
Oh,
yet
yes,
again.
here we go.
There it is, there's the blade. Scannon going in there, finds Somos already,
Oh.
finds 3, finds 10, and Dobbs, and finally goes down to the monkey. But that was worth its weight in Genji. That was beautiful. Insanity now waiting for the rest of the team so he can scoop them back towards the point. And right now, it is the Air Force One in control of that. Durst needs to pull back, is unable to get away from both Frozen Head and XTC there.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than a good Genji, right? Oh, didn't quite manage to catch anyone there, but... Oh, no. Oh, big shadow, but just... Oh, was he getting frozen? But Frozen Head, you know, is coming in here with the Trista. They don't really have much to do against him. You know, the only stun they managed to... The control got is Anna and Axolotl on the Brigadier there. So not much the DPS and tanks can do for themselves. Obviously now
That's right. Now look at Frozen Head. Frozen Head has done a couple of changes, you know, changes off the Widow, then make sure that he has the time. This could actually just be time for a little bit of a sticky bomb. No, he was found. He was found out. Needs to pull back. Oh, a little bit too much of that free healing onto the Ana. So that was not a lot that he could do. Axolotl had that in the bag at that point.
Yeah, I think he waited a little too long, and then Axolotl was like, "Hey, I think there's a tracer." You know, warned his teammates about it. Oh, another big bomb maybe? No, not quite, but just kind of a little bit of space for the team.
There's a nano boost going on to XDC, has a lot of room to work. Frozen Head immediately there to secure those kills. And, you know, he's not only a decent Widowmaker, but that Tracer is absolutely deadly at this point. So, well done. Nice to see here. Now, Dubs has swapped off the Widow as well. Ducks on the Hanzo. Let's see whether or not they can find a lot of targets to fire it out. But that Tracer is just a little bit too fast to properly respond to.
Yeah, it's got a lot of disruption all there. Go takes out the Ana in backline, you know. Obviously didn't get quite to hit the seat beat coming out though. Oh, come on.
Overtime.
Oh, here we go. Opportunity to get some environmentals.
Trying to set it up. Ducks with the double kill there though. This could actually decide it. Ducks takes a triple kill out of that. Frozen Head is finally able to use that sticky bomb proper. And that was it. The first map going to Coventry Phoenix.
Very well played by Air Force One though. You know, that was a lot more even than I thought it was going to be. But as it proved, Frozen Hit on that Tracer just causing a lot of disruption in the backline that they couldn't really do much about.
Oh, look at that though.
Hey, I mean, if you get play of the game, even if you lose, does that mean you're the better team? I'm not sure.
No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't, but it was a good start.
Yeah, but, you know, I think Coventry Phoenix decided to hold the run a little bit. Oh, Speedy Boy, there he goes. Oh. Coventry Phoenix, Air Force One started to hold the run a little bit against them, you know. But I think that when Coventry Phoenix started switching onto like that Tracer, they just didn't really have anything to counter it, you know. So it was just sort of free roaming the backlines. And did eventually find Ana, which is a little bit unfortunate for them. But coming to the next one, you know, I think obviously that ball was actually really good just for contesting Frozen Hit on that Widow. But then it did end up switching, so maybe that's what they wanted. If that was their plan all along, then congratulations, you achieved your plan.
I love it when a plan comes together, they say.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I gotta say though, Durst did a lot of that work over there. Durst and Insanity, the two of them were, you know, instrumental in holding them back in this very brawly setup where you see such talented players on the other side on the Coventry Phoenix, just setting their own. As we are waiting for map 2, what was your highlight of the last map?
I'm not gonna lie, I did really enjoy the Junkrat Riptide through kick. I always loved Junkrat, you know, like he was committed to playing that Junkrat, especially like on a map like that. You can just chuck those things from one side of the point to the other, and it's it doesn't matter if it doesn't hit anyone, it just provides a little bit of extra space and a little bit of extra pressure for the enemy team. And it was like there was not really much they could do, you know, even though the other team grabbed. If you hear that Riptide like ultimate come out, you're like, oh, got to back out a little bit now. And unfortunately, they didn't quite. I don't think I even saw where it came from. But, you know, just a Riptide can make a huge difference in the team fight. As we saw, it took out half the team. And that provided a lot of time for them to, you know, contest the point to 99-0. Well, 99-99, sorry, 99-0. But let's hope the end team Realto here. So maybe an opportunity for them to test out their payload skills. I'm pretty sure, Air Force One said they like to play pirate ship. Please,
Oh,
can we see a
wow.
pirate ship? I want to see that.
Oh, I guess something like that? I don't know.
No,
I'm not entirely sure whether or not you should do
I-
that at that point.
well. From my level of experience, pirate ship works well, but if you doesn't work, like I just like to see the defense that teams put against it because it's always nice to see how different teams take the defense. Some people go for a dive, some people go for a diva, some people go for a sombra. I mean, I just because it's favorite comp, I don't think they'll play it this time. I think they'll maybe stick to the roots and go for like a Junkrat, and maybe get the Widow back on. There it is. Oh, maybe the pirate ship is just a turret this time instead of Bastion, but I wonder if, but obviously Dur's back here on the Widowmaker and Frozen hit, some good sidelines here on Rialto. A little bit of high ground for them to poke it behind Need as well. Sorry, not Junket, Scannon on the Topion as well. This should be an interesting play. I wonder if he'll switch off him or if he'll stay committed like he did with his Junkrat.
We'll see what's going to go on the defensive side. It looks rather well set up. Double shield with a Torbjorn. It's conservative. Might work very well, but I wonder whether or not they can have the sustained damage that they need in order to set something up. Good shot by Durs on Frozen It. Immediately finds a good target. Now he's already looking for more. Has a bit of a trap on the sideline, is able to see the Zarya for a bit, and now looking for more targets, specifically that Ana, but needs to pull back because he knows Frozen Hit is in there somewhere, at least expects that, but the Frozen Hit has swapped over to the Genji. Now moving in forwards is Coventry Phoenix, moving towards the payload, not really moving itself just yet. Does find Stan on the side, and now Scannon looking to see whether or not something is flanking it out, and they seem to be very well committed to just holding this point for a while the Genji comes in through the backline. So Dust needs to watch out for that ninja in that backline. Scannon finds a turret. Now Frozen Hit versus Dust, and there it is. Frozen Hit now has the opportunity to get something more done. Has to pull in there with the reflect, but it's XDC and Dustaba to find it out there as Axelol and the turret go down. The tank front line making that pressure, making that space, and that is just the way you move a payload. Well played there.
Yeah, I think Frozen Hit provided that extra pressure in the backline that they needed just for them to, put them up, push a little bit more forward. And I think if Frozen Hit can keep doing that, the boat 63% to his blade here, and it's almost 70. Oh, he's got, I can't keep 75%, 74, even higher, it's almost through his nano. I think we could see a very deadly nano blade coming in here, especially with the Zarya as well. Might combo that, but I guess we shall find out if they'll do that.
Bit of a hammer fight here as XDC and Infinity try each other. Shatter gets blocked. There's a counter Shatter. That is rather big. The nano boost is also already there. So Insanity now as the room gets sleep darted though. That saves a lot of lives there. Remember, boys and girls, sleep saves lives. So don't pull those all-nighters. Axel gets XDC on the sideline. And that means that payload has stopped just short of being capped.
Yeah, now also they've got their pirate ship. Oh, never mind, say about it, there's no pirate ship now. Frozen Hit has almost got his blade now, but there's not going to be any nano to use against since someone had to use that on XDC. A very good counter shot coming down from Insanity, I don't really think I was expecting him to counter shot there, but he did, and I don't think they were ready, but now we've got 4 ultimates online. Oh, aggressive rally from
There it is.
Oh, here we go.
Search coming in there. So some Molten Core at that point. There's the Dragon Strike. Dux with a double kill. XDC follows it up on Insanity. Dux with a triple because that Dragon Strike just keeps on striking. Beautifully set up. Coventry moving it up to cap point number 1 here on Rialto. And I'm looking forward to what Air Force Swan can do in order to keep this back as much as they can.
Yeah, I feel like a Diva would be good here, trying to eat that Dragon Strike, but I mean unless Dersha takes him out like that, maybe you don't need a Diva. Actually, XDC looking quite low here, but... Oh, good sleep onto
Frozen Hit has another blade. Is he going for it? No, he's probably not.
He's going to be waiting here. Easily.
He is just jumping along the sidelines, needs to pull back, nearly gets killed here by Scannon with a nice body shot, but has to reflect out of that. So Air Force One looking solid right now, 3 minutes on the clock though, so it's a long time to hold.
Yeah, they've got Grav coming online here, and then Nano coming on, and as well, they got that Shatter, so, you know, a good range of ultimates coming on, you know, that provides a lot of... Oh, here we go. It's out.
The bubble is already out. Scannon goes, goes. Frozen Hit with a double. Goes and tries for the triple. Is not able to set it up, but Dan comes in and saves the day. Well, makes the kill, I suppose. So Frozen Hit is worth his money yet again on that Genji. Beautiful setup. Another good blade, and you know they're just moving it forward based on the kill potential of that. Once again, Shatter, counter Shatter, both of them not getting a lot of value. There's the Tobalstein, the Graviton Touch moving in there. Insanity with a double kill. Anatar follows it up with an Antoinette on XDC right now, and that is cleared out just the same as the last time around. 2 minutes 15 on the clock. Once again, very close to that cap point. They should not be doing it that close.
I mean,
come on, people. We have a corona pandemic. You should not be that close.
Social distancing, people. Please stay 2 meters apart while fighting the enemy team. Thank you. A good grab coming from Narwhal there that, you know, that actually saved it for the team. As he saw, Insanity's Shatter didn't quite hit, although he has 65% because he did swing into that grab. I think maybe Air Force One might be waiting the Nano Blade out, you know, because they know that if they commit any ults and then Frozen Hit just gets that Nano Blade online, it's just going to absolutely useless for them. So I think, you know, I think they might be waiting it out, but looks like we'll be seeing DCB coming on 80% to his grab here, and then Doug's almost at his Dragon. So I think we're going to see another combo.
We'll see what's going to happen as Frozen Hit is just being annoying. He looked for a second like it was going to go main. The Dragon Strike doesn't really find targets. Dark's moving in there onto Insanity at that point. Dust gets down on the side, and Dusabur following it up there with a nice little kill. Now Dust trying to find more and needs to pull away from that Genji because he can be very dangerous, and he knows that. Now the Reflect already on. Now time for the hunt. Going after them. Nice shot, nice double tap, and that was it. Beautiful there by Dust. Good fight between him and Frozen Hit for a second. Now Dust has the high ground and an ultimate, but will most likely not launch it from there because that is a very, very dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, sorry. Coventry Phoenix is next winnable fight. It's definitely going to be the grab and the Dragon.
There's the grab at the
turn. There it is. There it is. Oh, not quite.
Barrier, but Dogs has 4 of them immediately with that Dragon Strike. Coventry in control once again. Insanity moves in there, at least gets himself some ult charge, but also gives it to the enemy team at the same time. Does onto Frozen Hit. Good hammer, XDC, very good Shatter, goes for a pin on Scannon, who cannot move away quick enough, and this should give them a lot of room. XDC moving back to help his mate there for a second, and now they can move it all the way near the cap point unless they get absolutely rolled right now, and it doesn't look like you know, Air Force One have the tools to do that.
No, and now especially with like Frozen Hits, Dragon, and someone says Xenoblade coming back online, Actorsal doesn't have his beat available this time in order for the defense.
There's the
Here we go.
Going in there for the first thing, the second kill, the third kill. That was great setup. Good reflect there onto Scannon, and Narwhal just gets away by the skin of his teeth at that point. Total. Whatever
he knows it's bad.
Yeah, he knows it's very bad.
Oh, it's still like, oh, they got him eventually.
Oh
no.
Good anti-nade though onto Frozen Head. DCB and Doc get moving in there for that last little bit. There's a nano onto the Hanzo. Scannon trying to hold.
Dragon behind the point.
Yeah, well, at that point, you're just trying to step on it and make as much confusion happen as you can. But, you know, that was that. It was beautifully played, gotta say. Now, on to the second round. So, let's see whether or not Coventry can play defense just as well as they can offensive.
Yeah, hopefully that Air Force One have actually, I hope they've realized that Coventry Phoenix is like winnable conditions for like pretty much every fight is doing a combo of either Grav Dragon or Nano Blade. As we see from most high-level teams, you know, they wait for a combo to become available and then use that as their winning condition. If it doesn't work, you back out and then try a different one. I mean, they might, obviously, now since Air Force One are on the attack, maybe we'll see Parachute coming in from them. But I think, you know, they did put... Oh, well, I wasn't expecting it, but they are. Oh, maybe not. Okay. They realized that maybe Bastion's not a fantastic idea, and I kind of agree.
I was kind of thinking, are they actually going to run a pirate ship into this kind of setup? Frozen Hit would have a field day. Let's put it.
Yeah, there's still time as well, especially with DCP and Dugs on the with the grab dragon combo. They won't have anything against them. Oh, Farah coming out though. That's a really smart pick actually, because there isn't really much anti-air coming in from Coventry Phoenix. I mean, they've got Somos on the Ana. Maybe Dugs can hit a few good shots. Maybe Frozen Hit, you know, might be a bit aerial. Maybe Dan's a Reddit Lucio and he can climb those walls and get all the way to the top. Looks like, oh no. Oh, looks like we'll be doing pirate ship after all, eh? We were so hopeful.
Going for a pirate ship, and that is just crazy. I don't think they were prepared for that.
Oh, here we go. They're ready for it though.
But
They're ready.
It is, the high ground immediately going in there, full damage. There it is, the immortality zone finds XTC, but immediately goes down onto Ducks. That pirate ship is sinking quickly. Mayday, mayday.
This pirate ship has sunk very, very quickly now. I think, you know, Coventry Phoenix were ready for it. They knew exactly what to do at exactly the right time. Oh, that's going to cause a little bit of disruption for them there. But, and looks like we'll be seeing the Farah coming back out with the Widow. A good effort from them though, but Immortality Field struck out. Thought they were going to do it, but the anti-need coming in from Somos just killed that whole push there for them.
That and not even the lab could save you from.
Well, there's the anti-air we're talking about.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Just fire the syringe in there and hope something hits, and they're doing. Anatar gets XTC on the side, so that's quite big. No Reinhardt for the Phoenix right now. Very close to dying. A lot of the Phoenix here. Scannon can get a lot of hits in there. Make sure that they can stay their sideline safe. That's a good hold. That could potentially be fatal, but it isn't. Okay, Narwhal Dave pushing his team further forward now. Pushing his team all the way in. There's the Dragon Strike. So Frozen here jumps onto Duz. Gets the Immortality Field on the side. Gets Anatar down. And now it's very low there. But still, decides to go for Narwhal Dave. Makes it out there. And then the rest of the team pulls back in. Only Scannon going in there, firing the rocket from above, stops the madness.
Yeah, we saw that Ana was trying to hide from Frozen Hair, but Frozen proved the same that you can run, but you can't hide. Very true. Found him straight away. Oh, looks like we're going to see him switching off the Genji. No, I was liking the Nano Blades. Bring it back. But I think he's found that Scannon on that fire is proving quite a hard thing to count for them at the minute. So Widow is a good switch for them.
Yep, Frozen Hit finds Axolol on the side already. He's now going in there for the double kill. Axonar as well. Has still not found their target just now. Actually did. Wow, has found the target as a counter. Now Scannon coming in, firing Ducks onto the side. Needs to pull back though. Doesn't do it in time. DCB is there waiting for them as they descend, and that is into the grave.
Yeah, now we can see that DCB and Ducks both have the ultimates. What's going to happen next, guys? It's going to be the grab dragon combo. but Anatar should have their Immortality Field ready now. Hopefully they will not use it before they might try and force it out from Coventry Phoenix. But you know, that barrage as well might come in for the back. Interesting positioning from Frozen Hit. Good positioning.
That was good. Yeah, good positioning. Finds a lot of targets on that side. It has some nice shots onto the Orisa.
There we go. It happened.
There it is.
Oh, he tried.
There it is. Scannon tries it with the barrage on the other side, does with a double kill. Frozen Hit points Narwhal Dave on the sideline. That Farah is still alive, and now they're just trying to right-click him out of the air. Scannon decides to join his team at the end.
Yeah, you can't psych yourself for too long, Farah. You know, if you find out that you're just going to be able to get back, just kill yourself and get back for a better fight. But obviously now we're going to see the Nano coming from someone like XCC, and XCC shatters have been proving somewhat pretty good so far, but we all know that the anti-grab or the anti-shatter might come in.
Honestly, Insanity Shatters have been better for most of it. Actually, the entire performance of Insanity as a Rhine has been the better one compared to XTC at that point, because XTC seems to be a bit well, impatient when it comes to getting his shatters done. I say that, and he shatters beautifully, though. That was Insanity with the counter shatter. Gets Ducks out, gets that payload across the map with the help from his friend. And, you know, it's a Beatles album in the making at this point. But, you know, 2 minutes on the clock. That is a very, very close time frame.
Yeah, they're going to have to we'll be able to get some team queuing fights here, and they'll have to make sure they win them, because if they lose these and with like 30 seconds left, they'll only got one more push after that. I don't think Ducks are expecting that shot to get him. Oh, that's like we're taking the high ground here. Maybe we'll come in from behind. Oh, Oh, maybe.
No, they have been found out, so at this point, of course, Air Force Swan know that, but that still means that they have to leave that payload alone for a second. Dobbs needs to relocate, finds an interesting route to do so for a second, and we see that XDC again gets a lot of shots into that shield, needs to pull back for a second. Insanity tries to go in that very aggressive way that he's been trying to play, doesn't make it this time around. Scanner going down. Just before that, Dan the Bean Man just pushes him into the canal.
No, Dan saw the opportunity there. It was like, yeah, that guy's pretty close to the river. Oh no, here we go. The stagger has begun. No, this is it. Oh, you can. That's it. Now they're without Diva for at least like 10, 15 seconds here, and that's not good for them. But scanning back here over the online, and maybe could put it through Anna's amplification matrix here. But as we know, oh, here we go.
Here we go. And there should be the rest of it. No Dragon Strike coming in, but Scannon fires the visor, tries to find more targets. They're trying to fire it up. Good shatter stop here on that side. Never shatter with that much damage in front of your face, of course. Insanity knows that, holds his shield up and gets that team moving. 30 seconds on the clock, but, you know, we are still ways away from the equalizer here for Air Force Swan.
Yeah, I think if Coventry Phoenix need to attack the point to get some little more time for them, they need to do it now. But it almost isn't respawned yet. Now it's back. But they've got a Nano Blade coming online, so maybe that's going to be their win condition this time.
Darks has a double this time. Insanity and Scannon both going down. Now Dave.
Oh, here we go. Oh, good sleep.
That was a beautiful sleep. To see that Frozen tries to pull the trigger, can't make that happen. Darks was able to get some more targets though. So nevertheless, this falls apart and this is over. And that was that. Coventry Phoenix wins the game and I believe the series.
Yeah, very good effort coming in from Air Force One, you know, compared to the SR range. But I think just in the end that the combos coming in, you know, with the Nano Blade and the Grav Dragon just proved too strong. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. You see that sound barrier coming, landing in, but at that point it's just too much damage. You don't outtake that with that sound barrier.
Yeah, Mortality Field went down then, I believe, but they just took it out absolutely instantly. You know, gosh, such a good so many good combinations coming in from Coventry Phoenix. But you know, I think Air Force One, you know, especially with like Insanity on that Reinhardt, as you said, absolutely star player. For me on Air Force One, you know, he was such a good Reinhardt, as you said. You know, he actually, as you also said, because I'm wrong sometimes. The shatters coming in were just a lot better. You know, I think you are right in that he was a bit impatient from the Reinhardt coming in from Coventry Phoenix, and Insanity just waited to the right moment. But I can't think he used it in that last one there, but. Just looks like I think DCB on that Zarya as well. It was just such high energy all the time, and I think maybe they needed to focus down the Zarya first, but of course, when you've got the Nano Blade coming in as well, who do you go for in that moment?
That's right. And with that said, and with that in the bag, I am going to say good night to all of you. We are actually, remember, you know, the people who are behind the buttons. That's Hit as the observer. That's a Phil on the buttons to give us those sweet, sweet transitions and all those sweet, sweet graphics. Thank you so much for your work. Of course, thank you to my biggest fan and my best mate, Bayfish, who has been doing his best Stevie Wonder impression with the sunglasses. And for all of you today, of course, it wouldn't be possible without the help of our partners, Republic of Gamers, Intel, and Twitch students who support all the work we do with students across the UK. My name has been the Olamancer. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the ether when we return next week. Bye-bye.